Welcome to Stoic Vivu, where we explore the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and how it can empower us in our modern lives. Today, we're diving into the teachings of one of the most profound Stoic philosophers, Seneca. Known for his sharp insights and powerful writings, Seneca provides us with the tools to cultivate inner strength and resilience in the face of life's challenges. In a world filled with distractions, negativity, and constant pressures, it can often feel like we are at the mercy of external circumstances. Whether it's dealing with harsh criticism at work, facing personal setbacks, or navigating the complexities of social media, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and injured by what others say or do. However, Seneca teaches us that true strength lies not in avoiding these external challenges, but in developing an unshakable inner fortress that protects us from their impact. Seneca believed that the wise person is invulnerable to injury, not because they live in a bubble free from harm, but because they have cultivated a deep understanding of themselves and the world around them. His famous assertion that the wise man is safe from injury serves as a powerful reminder that our reactions to life's events hold more power than the events themselves. In essence, it's not the offensive words of others or the misfortunes we encounter that truly harm us. It's our perception and response to these challenges that determine our experience. Imagine this: you're at work, and a colleague makes a snide comment about your recent project. In that moment, you have a choice. You can allow their words to pierce your heart and disrupt your peace, or you can choose to rise above it. Seneca would urge you to remember that their opinion does not define your worth. Instead, focus on the value you bring to your work and the efforts you put forth. By shifting your perspective, you can transform potential injury into an opportunity for growth and resilience. Throughout this video, we'll delve into the core principles of Seneca's Stoicism and explore practical ways to apply these teachings in our everyday lives. We'll discuss what truly means to be injured and how our reactions shape our experiences. We'll learn about the power of perception and how we can train ourselves to respond with grace and strength when faced with adversity. Moreover, we'll examine the role of emotions in our lives and how understanding them can lead us to a more balanced and fulfilling existence. As we embark on this journey together, I invite you to consider your own experiences. Have you ever felt hurt by someone's words or actions? How did you respond? By reflecting on these moments through the lens of Stoic philosophy, you can begin to unlock your inner strength and become unconquerable. So, whether you're navigating the challenges of daily life, seeking to improve your emotional resilience, or simply curious about how ancient wisdom can inform modern living, you're in the right place. Let's explore how Seneca's teachings can guide us toward becoming unshakable in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. 1. What does it mean to be injured? Understanding Seneca's perspective. To truly grasp the teachings of Seneca, we must first explore the concept of injury, what it means to be injured, and how we can navigate the emotional landscape that accompanies such experiences. In our modern world, we often equate injury with physical harm or emotional distress caused by external forces. However, Seneca offers a unique perspective that challenges this conventional understanding. Seneca posits that injury is not merely a result of actions taken against us, but rather a product of our perceptions and reactions to those actions. He famously states that the injury does not lie in the act done to you, but in how you position yourself toward this action. This insight is crucial for anyone seeking to cultivate resilience and inner strength. Instead of focusing on the negative actions of others, we should turn our attention to our responses and the mindset we adopt when faced with adversity. Imagine you're at a social gathering and someone makes an offhand comment about your clothing choices. It's easy to feel hurt and offended, letting their words linger in your mind and cloud your mood for the rest of the evening. However, if we apply Seneca's wisdom, we can choose a different approach. Instead of internalizing the criticism as a reflection of our worth, we can view it as an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, is their opinion of my clothing truly a reflection of my worth? Or is it merely a fleeting thought that says more about them than it does about me? This shift in perception is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Seneca teaches us that we have the power to interpret events in a way that either empowers us or diminishes us. If we allow ourselves to be injured by every unkind word or thoughtless action, we become vulnerable to the whims of others. Instead, we should strive to cultivate an unshakable sense of self that remains intact despite external opinions. Seneca provides a powerful analogy in his writings, comparing the wise man to a fortress that withstands the attacks of adversaries. Just as a well-built fortress is impervious to arrows and catapults, so too can our minds become fortified against the slings and arrows of life. This is not to suggest that we should suppress our emotions or become indifferent to the world around us. Rather, it's about developing a robust inner life that allows us to respond to challenges with grace and poise. To further illustrate Seneca's perspective, consider the story of Vatinius, a man whom Seneca describes as born to be laughed at and hated. Vatinius was a witty figure who often found himself the target of mockery and ridicule. However, he possessed a unique quality that set him apart. He did not care what others thought of him. Instead of feeling insulted or hurt by the jests aimed at him, he embraced self-mockery and deflected the negativity with humor. This example highlights a critical component of Seneca's philosophy. The ability to laugh at oneself can be a powerful tool for resilience. When we stop taking ourselves too seriously and recognize that everyone has their flaws and vulnerabilities, we can navigate social interactions with greater ease. By adopting a mindset of self-acceptance and humor, we can diminish the impact of external judgments on our self-worth. Now, let's consider the implications of this Stoic understanding of injury in our daily lives. In a culture that often celebrates sensitivity and outrage, we may feel pressured to respond defensively to perceived slights or insults. Social media, in particular, has amplified the visibility of hurt feelings, with people often broadcasting their grievances to the world. Yet, this reactionary approach can lead to a cycle of negativity that harms not only us but also our relationships with others. Seneca urges us to break this cycle by cultivating what he calls unperturbedness. This state of being is characterized by a profound inner peace that remains intact regardless of external circumstances. To achieve this, we must practice self-reflection and develop the ability to differentiate between what we can control and what we cannot. We cannot control the words or actions of others, but we can control our reactions and the meaning we assign to those actions. One practical exercise Seneca recommends is the practice of reflective journaling. By taking time each day to write about our experiences, thoughts, and feelings, we can gain insight into our emotional responses. This practice allows us to observe our patterns of thought and identify instances where we may have allowed external circumstances to dictate our emotional state. Over time, This self-awareness can empower us to respond to challenges with greater clarity and composure. As we delve deeper into Seneca's teachings, it's essential to recognize that this Stoic perspective on injury does not advocate for emotional suppression. Instead, it encourages us to acknowledge our feelings while simultaneously refusing to let them govern our actions. Emotions are a natural part of human experience, and suppressing them can lead to resentment, frustration, and ultimately, a lack of authenticity. Rather than denying our emotions, we should strive to understand them. When we feel hurt or offended, we can ask ourselves questions like, why do I feel this way? Is there a truth to the comment that bothers me? How can I grow from this experience? By approaching our emotions with curiosity and compassion, we create space for personal growth and self-discovery. Seneca's perspective on injury challenges us to reevaluate our understanding of what it means to be harmed. Instead of viewing injury as something inflicted upon us by others, we can adopt a Stoic mindset that empowers us to take control of our reactions. By building our inner fortitude and embracing self-acceptance, we can navigate the complexities of life with resilience and grace. Remember, the power to remain uninjured lies within us, and by practicing these principles, we can unlock our potential to become truly unconquerable. 2. The power of perception. How to react to insults like a Stoic. In life, encountering insults and harsh words is an inevitable reality. Whether it comes from a colleague's biting remark, a negative comment on social media, or a thoughtless joke from a friend, we all face moments when others' words can hurt us. However, how we choose to respond to these situations can significantly influence our emotional well-being and overall resilience. Seneca's teachings provide valuable insights into managing our reactions and transforming potential injuries into opportunities for personal growth. At the core of Seneca's philosophy is the idea that our perception shapes our experience. He asserts that insults and offenses do not inherently possess the power to harm us. Rather, it is our interpretation and response that determines whether we feel injured. This perspective invites us to examine our thoughts and beliefs, encouraging us to cultivate a more empowering mindset. Consider a situation where a coworker publicly criticizes your presentation during a meeting. In that moment, it's easy to feel embarrassed and defensive. However, if we apply Seneca's wisdom, we can choose a different approach. Instead of internalizing the criticism as a reflection of our worth, we can view it as an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, is there merit to the feedback? How can I use this experience to improve? By reframing the insult, we regain control over our emotional response and empower ourselves to learn from the situation. Seneca emphasizes the importance of self-reflection in this process. He encourages us to pause and assess our emotional reactions before responding impulsively. When faced with an insult, take a moment to breathe and consider the intention behind the words. Often, insults stem from the insecurities or frustrations of the person delivering them. By recognizing this, we can diffuse the emotional charge of the situation and respond with empathy and understanding. This doesn't mean we should accept all criticism passively. Instead, we can engage with it constructively. For instance, if someone criticizes our work, we might respond with curiosity. I appreciate your feedback. Can you share more about what you think could be improved? This approach not only demonstrates our willingness to learn, but also shifts the focus from defensiveness to dialogue. By framing the conversation in a more positive light, we can create an environment where constructive criticism is welcomed and embraced. Seneca also highlights the significance of perspective in our reactions. He encourages us to view insults as a reflection of the other person's character rather than our own. When we recognize that their words stem from their feelings and experiences, we can detach our self-worth from their opinions. For example, if a friend makes a sarcastic remark about your appearance, instead of feeling hurt, you can remind yourself that their comment reveals more about their insecurities than about you. By shifting our focus from the insult to the person delivering it, we can cultivate a sense of compassion and understanding. Another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal is the practice of negative visualization. This technique involves imagining the worst-case scenario and recognizing that, while it may be uncomfortable, it is not insurmountable. For instance, if you fear being criticized in a meeting, visualize how you would respond if that criticism were to occur. By mentally preparing for potential insults, you can diminish their power over you. This practice allows you to face the possibility of criticism with confidence, knowing that you have already considered how to handle it. Moreover, Seneca teaches us that our ability to remain unshaken in the face of insults is a reflection of our inner strength. The more we cultivate a sense of self-worth that is independent of external validation, the less susceptible we become to the hurtful words of others. This doesn't mean we should become indifferent or emotionally detached. Rather, we should strive for a balanced approach that honors our feelings while maintaining our composure. One way to reinforce this inner strength is through the practice of gratitude. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives and the support we receive from others, we can build a solid foundation of self-acceptance. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, allowing us to approach challenges with a more open and resilient mindset. Instead of fixating on the negative comment, we can remind ourselves of the positive feedback we've received and the accomplishments we've achieved. As we navigate the complexities of interpersonal relationships, it's essential to remember that insults and harsh words are a part of human experience. By embracing Seneca's teachings, we can transform these encounters into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Rather than allowing insults to define us, we can choose to respond with grace and understanding, reinforcing our inner strength and resilience. In practical terms, when faced with an insult, we can employ several strategies to manage our reactions effectively. Start by taking a deep breath and allowing yourself a moment to process the comment. Avoid reacting impulsively. Instead, consider the intention behind the words. Ask yourself if there is any truth to the criticism and how you can use it to improve. Engage in self-reflection and identify any patterns in how you respond to such situations. Additionally, practice the art of self-compassion. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and faces criticism. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend in a similar situation. By cultivating self-compassion, you create a buffer against the hurtful words of others. The journey toward becoming unconquerable in the face of insults is not a quick fix but a lifelong endeavor. It requires patience, practice, and a commitment to personal growth. The more we consciously apply these Stoic principles in our lives, the more resilient we become. Each encounter with negativity is not merely a challenge, but an opportunity to strengthen our resolve and deepen our understanding of ourselves. By recognizing that insults are often reflections of others' insecurities rather than truths about us, we can liberate ourselves from the weight of external judgment. Embracing the Stoic perspective enables us to respond to the world with calmness and confidence, knowing that our self-worth is rooted in our character and actions, not in the fleeting opinions of others. In summary, the power of perception is a central theme in Seneca's teachings on how to react to insults. By reframing our understanding of injury and embracing a Stoic mindset, we can transform potential harm into opportunities for growth. Through self-reflection, empathy, and the practice of gratitude, we can cultivate an unshakable sense of inner strength that allows us to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. Remember, it's not the words of others that define us. It's how we choose to respond that truly matters. 3. Building inner strength, the Stoic approach to resilience. In our fast-paced and often tumultuous lives, the ability to cultivate inner strength is essential for maintaining our well-being and achieving a sense of tranquility. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, offers profound insights on how we can build this inner resilience, allowing us to face life's challenges with grace and fortitude. By understanding his teachings and applying them to our daily experiences, we can develop a robust sense of self that remains steadfast in the face of adversity. The first step in building inner strength, according to Seneca, is to recognize that resilience is not simply a trait one is born with. It is a skill that can be cultivated through practice and intention. Just as an athlete trains their body to withstand physical challenges, we must train our minds to endure emotional and psychological obstacles. This process begins with self-awareness, an honest examination of our thoughts, beliefs, and reactions. Seneca emphasizes the importance of self-reflection as a foundational practice for developing resilience. By taking time to reflect on our experiences, we can gain insight into our emotional responses and identify patterns that may hinder our growth. This practice of introspection allows us to confront our fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs, enabling us to reshape our understanding of who we are and what we are capable of achieving. Consider a situation in which you face a setback, such as losing a job or experiencing a failed project. It's natural to feel disheartened and question your abilities in such moments. However, through the lens of Stoicism, we can reinterpret these setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. Instead of viewing failure as a reflection of our worth, we can ask ourselves, what lessons can I extract from this experience? How can I use this setback to propel myself forward? Seneca illustrates this idea beautifully when he writes, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." By reframing challenges as opportunities for growth, we build resilience and fortify our character. It's essential to remember that every obstacle we encounter can serve as a stepping stone on the path to greater strength and wisdom. Another vital aspect of building inner strength is the practice of emotional regulation. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. This means developing the ability to manage our emotions in a way that aligns with our values and goals. Instead of allowing anger, frustration, or sadness to dictate our actions, we can cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. One effective technique for emotional regulation is the practice of mindfulness. By staying present in the moment and observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we create space for reflection and response rather than reaction. Mindfulness allows us to detach from our immediate emotional responses and approach situations with a sense of equanimity. For instance, if faced with a criticism that triggers a defensive response, Mindfulness helps us pause and assess whether the criticism has merit or if it stems from the other person's issues. Additionally, Seneca encourages us to develop a strong sense of purpose and clarity about our values. When we are anchored in our principles, we are less likely to be swayed by external criticisms or challenges. Understanding what truly matters to us, whether it's integrity, compassion, or growth, provides a guiding compass through life's storms. When we align our actions with our core values, we cultivate a sense of inner strength that remains unshaken by the opinions of others. Another powerful Stoic practice is the concept of negative visualization. This technique involves imagining the worst-case scenario and recognizing that, while it may be uncomfortable, it is not insurmountable. For instance, if you fear losing your job, visualize what that would mean for your life. Acknowledge the emotions that arise from this thought, but also remind yourself that you possess the skills and resilience to navigate such a challenge. This mental rehearsal prepares you for adversity and diminishes the fear associated with the unknown. Additionally, Seneca emphasizes the importance of community and connection in building resilience. Surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals who share our values can provide a strong source of encouragement and inspiration. Engaging with like-minded individuals fosters a sense of belonging and reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Whether through friendships, family, or mentorship, building a network of support can help us navigate the challenges we face with greater confidence. Moreover, the practice of gratitude plays a crucial role in cultivating inner strength. By intentionally focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, we shift our attention away from negativity and foster a sense of abundance. Gratitude allows us to appreciate the present moment, reinforcing our resilience in the face of adversity. Keeping a gratitude journal, where we regularly note the things we are thankful for, can be a transformative practice that enhances our overall outlook on life. As we work on building our inner strength, it's essential to remember that this journey is not linear. There will be setbacks and moments of doubt along the way. However, embracing a Stoic mindset means accepting that challenges are part of the process. Rather than viewing them as failures, we can see them as opportunities to refine our character and deepen our understanding of ourselves. In the words of Seneca, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Each challenge we face adds to our resilience and fortifies our spirit. By embracing adversity as a natural part of life, we become more adaptable and better equipped to handle future obstacles. Ultimately, the path to building inner strength lies in our commitment to personal growth and self-discovery. By practicing self-reflection, emotional regulation, mindfulness, and gratitude, we can cultivate a resilient mindset that empowers us to face life's challenges with confidence and grace. Seneca's teachings remind us that the key to becoming unconquerable is not to avoid difficulties, but to embrace them as opportunities for growth. As we continue through this exploration of Stoic philosophy, let us remember that building inner strength is a lifelong journey. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to learn from our experiences. By applying these Stoic principles in our daily lives, we can unlock our potential to become resilient individuals who navigate the complexities of life with unwavering strength and tranquility. 4. Emotions and Stoicism. Finding balance in a chaotic world. Emotions are an intrinsic part of human experience. They influence our thoughts, actions, and interactions with others. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, understanding how to navigate our emotions is vital for cultivating inner peace and resilience. Stoicism, with its emphasis on reason and self-control, offers valuable insights into managing our emotional responses while maintaining a sense of balance in our lives. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. This principle is particularly relevant when it comes to our emotions. Rather than allowing our feelings to dictate our actions, Stoicism encourages us to engage with our emotions thoughtfully and rationally. This doesn't mean suppressing or denying our feelings. Instead, it's about understanding them and choosing how we want to respond. Seneca teaches us that emotions are not inherently good or bad. Rather, it is our attachment to them and the meanings we assign to them that can lead to distress. For instance, emotions such as anger, sadness, or fear are natural reactions to challenging situations. However, when we allow these emotions to overwhelm us, they can cloud our judgment and lead to impulsive actions that we may later regret. The Stoic approach encourages us to recognize our emotions without becoming entangled in them. One practical strategy for achieving this emotional balance is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can create a space between our emotional reactions and our responses. This space allows us to assess our feelings and decide how we want to act, rather than reacting impulsively out of anger or frustration. Consider a scenario where you receive negative feedback from your boss. Your initial reaction may be one of anger or defensiveness. However, if you practice mindfulness, you can recognize those feelings without allowing them to dictate your response. Instead of reacting immediately, take a deep breath and give yourself time to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? How can I use it to improve? By approaching the situation with a calm and open mindset, you can transform a potentially negative experience into an opportunity for growth. Seneca also emphasizes the importance of rationality in managing our emotions. He believed that reason should guide our emotional responses, allowing us to navigate our feelings with clarity. When we engage with our emotions through the lens of reason, we can better understand their origins and implications. This understanding allows us to respond more effectively to challenging situations. For example, if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by anxiety about an upcoming presentation, take a moment to analyze the source of that anxiety. Is it rooted in fear of judgment from others? Or is it a reflection of your desire to perform well? By identifying the underlying cause of your emotions, you can address them more effectively. You might realize that focusing on your preparation and practice is a more productive way to channel your energy than succumbing to anxiety. Another valuable Stoic practice is the concept of emotional detachment. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. Rather, it involves recognizing that our emotions are not the entirety of our identity. We can experience emotions without being defined by them. For instance, if you face disappointment in a personal relationship, it's natural to feel sadness. However, instead of allowing that sadness to consume you, acknowledge it and remind yourself that your worth is not contingent on that relationship. Seneca advises us to cultivate a sense of perspective when dealing with our emotions. He suggests that we step back and view our experiences from a broader viewpoint. This practice can help us gain insight into the transient nature of our emotions. Just as the seasons change, so too do our feelings. By recognizing that emotions are temporary and fluid, we can approach them with greater equanimity. Additionally, the Stoic practice of negative visualization can aid in managing emotions by preparing us for potential disappointments. By imagining the worst-case scenarios and acknowledging that they could happen, we can reduce the emotional impact when faced with reality. This preparation allows us to approach challenges with a sense of resilience and acceptance. In the context of relationships, Stoicism encourages us to engage with others compassionately while maintaining emotional boundaries. We can empathize with others' feelings without allowing their emotions to overwhelm us. For example, if a friend is upset and seeks comfort, we can offer our support while also recognizing that their emotions are their responsibility. This balance allows us to be present for others without losing our own emotional stability. Moreover, cultivating gratitude can significantly enhance our emotional well-being. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives and the support we receive from those around us, we create a solid foundation of emotional resilience. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. Regularly practicing gratitude, whether through journaling or simply reflecting on what we appreciate, can help us manage our emotions more effectively. As we navigate the complexities of life, it's essential to remember that emotions are a natural part of being human. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot eliminate our feelings, we can learn to manage them in a way that promotes our well-being and inner peace. By practicing mindfulness, engaging with our emotions rationally, and cultivating gratitude, we can find balance in a chaotic world. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to emotions empowers us to take control of our emotional lives. By acknowledging our feelings without becoming enslaved by them, we can navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. Emotions, when understood and managed appropriately, can serve as valuable teachers, guiding us on our journey toward personal growth and self-discovery. As we continue our exploration of Stoic philosophy, let's embrace the wisdom of Seneca and other Stoic thinkers as we learn to find balance in our emotional lives. By applying these teachings, we can cultivate a sense of inner strength that allows us to face the ups and downs of life with confidence, clarity, and compassion. 5. Practical Stoicism. Staying unshakable amid chaos. In a world filled with uncertainty and rapid change, the ability to remain unshakable amid chaos is a valuable skill. Stoicism offers practical strategies that empower us to maintain our composure and clarity, even in the face of overwhelming circumstances. By applying these Stoic principles in our daily lives, we can cultivate resilience and navigate challenges with confidence. At the core of Stoic practice is the understanding that we cannot control external events, but we can control our responses to them. This key insight is crucial for developing an unshakable mindset. When faced with chaos, whether it's a stressful work environment, personal crises, or societal upheaval, we must focus on what lies within our control: our thoughts, emotions, and choices. One practical approach to staying grounded amid chaos is the practice of daily reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on our experiences allows us to process our thoughts and emotions, reinforcing our understanding of what truly matters. Seneca advocates for this practice, encouraging us to examine our reactions and assess whether they align with our values. By engaging in self-reflection, we can identify areas for improvement and bolster our resilience in the face of adversity. For instance, at the end of each day, consider asking yourself a few key questions. What challenges did I face today? How did I respond? Were my reactions in line with my values? By reflecting on these questions, we can gain insight into our thought patterns and emotional responses, enabling us to make more deliberate choices in the future. Another effective Stoic strategy for maintaining composure is the practice of negative visualization. This technique involves imagining worst-case scenarios, which helps us prepare for potential challenges and reduces the fear associated with uncertainty. By mentally rehearsing how we would respond to adversity, we can cultivate a sense of resilience and confidence. For example, if you have a big presentation coming up, take a moment to visualize what might go wrong. Picture yourself stumbling over your words, facing tough questions, or receiving critical feedback. Instead of succumbing to anxiety, I recognize that even if these scenarios occur, they are manageable. This mental preparation allows you to approach the situation with a greater sense of calm, knowing that you have already considered how to handle potential obstacles. Seneca also emphasizes the importance of maintaining a sense of perspective when faced with chaos. He reminds us that many of the challenges we encounter are temporary and that our emotional responses should not be dictated by fleeting circumstances. When we find ourselves in the midst of turmoil, it can be helpful to step back and remind ourselves of the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this situation matter in a week, a month, or a year? By gaining perspective, we can reduce the emotional weight of the moment and respond with greater clarity. In addition to reflection and perspective, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can create a buffer between our emotions and our reactions, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. For instance, if you're feeling overwhelmed by a chaotic situation at work, take a moment to pause and breathe. Ground yourself in the present moment, focusing on your breath and sensations in your body. This practice helps to quiet the mind and brings clarity, enabling you to respond more effectively to the challenges at hand. Another practical Stoic principle is the idea of focusing on what you can control while letting go of what you cannot. This distinction is essential for maintaining emotional stability in chaotic situations. Often, we expend energy worrying about factors beyond our control, such as the opinions of others, unexpected events, or the actions of external forces. However, by redirecting our attention to our own thoughts, choices, and actions, we regain a sense of agency and empowerment. For example, if you're dealing with a difficult colleague, rather than trying to change their behavior or worrying about their opinion of you, focus on how you can respond constructively. This might involve setting boundaries, communicating clearly, or seeking support from others. By concentrating on what you can control, you create a more productive and positive environment for yourself. Seneca also teaches the importance of cultivating virtues such as courage and wisdom in the face of chaos. These virtues serve as guiding principles that help us navigate challenging situations with integrity and purpose. Courage allows us to confront our fears and uncertainties, while wisdom enables us to discern the best course of action. By embodying these virtues, we can remain steadfast amid turmoil, making choices that align with our values and aspirations. Additionally, the practice of gratitude can significantly enhance our ability to stay unshakable in chaotic times. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives and the support we receive from those around us, we create a solid foundation for resilience. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. Regularly practicing gratitude, whether through journaling or simply reflecting on what we appreciate, can help us manage stress and maintain a positive outlook. As we navigate the complexities of life, it's essential to remember that chaos is a natural part of human experience. Stoicism teaches us that our response to chaos is within our control. By embracing the principles of reflection, perspective, mindfulness, and virtue, we can cultivate an unshakable mindset that allows us to face challenges with grace and confidence. The journey to becoming unshakable amid chaos is not a quick fix, but rather a lifelong commitment to cultivating personal strength and clarity. Each time we apply these Stoic principles, we lay the foundation for greater resilience and a more balanced life. As we face the inevitable ups and downs, let's remember that we are not merely reacting to the world around us. We are actively shaping our responses and choosing how we engage with our circumstances. By harnessing the wisdom of Stoicism, we can transform chaos into a canvas for growth, painting our lives with resilience, strength, and purpose. As we continue our exploration of Stoic philosophy, let's embrace these teachings, which empower us to navigate life's complexities with unwavering strength and tranquility. 6. Learning from Seneca. Overcoming adversity with wisdom. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, presenting us with challenges that test our resilience and character. How we respond to these difficulties defines our journey and shapes our experiences. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, offers profound insights into overcoming adversity, emphasizing the importance of wisdom, inner strength, and the right mindset. By embracing his teachings, we can learn to navigate life's trials with grace and fortitude. One of the central tenets of Seneca's philosophy is the idea that adversity is not merely something to be endured, but an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. He famously stated, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This perspective invites us to reframe our understanding of challenges, viewing them not as burdens but as opportunities to develop our character and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Consider a time when you faced a significant setback, such as losing a job or experiencing a failed relationship. In those moments, it's natural to feel disheartened and question your abilities or worth. However, Seneca encourages us to shift our focus from despair to reflection. Instead of dwelling on the pain of the experience, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this setback to grow stronger? This process of self-reflection is vital for overcoming adversity. By examining our thoughts and emotions during challenging times, we can gain valuable insights into our strengths and weaknesses. Seneca advises us to take time for introspection, allowing ourselves to process our feelings and identify lessons that can guide our future actions. This practice not only fosters personal growth, but also cultivates resilience, enabling us to face future challenges with greater confidence. Seneca also emphasizes the role of perspective in overcoming adversity. When we encounter difficulties, it's easy to become overwhelmed by negative emotions and lose sight of the bigger picture. However, by adopting a Stoic mindset, we can gain a broader perspective that helps us navigate our challenges more effectively. One powerful way to do this is through the practice of negative visualization, which involves imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing ourselves mentally for potential outcomes. For example, if you're worried about failing in a new endeavor, visualize what failure would look like and how you would respond. Acknowledging these fears allows you to confront them directly, reducing their power over you. This mental rehearsal prepares you for adversity and diminishes the fear associated with the unknown. Moreover, Seneca encourages us to cultivate virtues that empower us during difficult times. Courage, wisdom, and resilience are essential qualities that help us navigate challenges with integrity and purpose. Courage allows us to confront our fears and uncertainties, while wisdom enables us to discern the best course of action. By embodying these virtues, we can remain steadfast in the face of adversity, making choices that align with our values and aspirations. Seneca also highlights the importance of community and support when overcoming adversity. Surrounding ourselves with people who share our values and beliefs can provide us with encouragement and motivation during tough times. Engaging in meaningful conversations and seeking guidance from mentors or friends can bolster our resolve and help us navigate challenges more effectively. For instance, if you're facing a difficult decision, discussing your thoughts with a trusted friend can provide valuable insights and perspectives that you may not have considered. This collaboration fosters a sense of connection and reminds us that we do not have to face our challenges in isolation. Building a network of support can significantly enhance our ability to withstand adversity and emerge stronger on the other side. Additionally, the practice of gratitude plays a crucial role in overcoming adversity. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, even during challenging times, we create a solid foundation of emotional resilience. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. Regularly practicing gratitude, whether through journaling or simply reflecting on what we appreciate, can help us maintain a positive outlook even when faced with difficulties. As we engage with Seneca's teachings, it's essential to remember that overcoming adversity is not merely about enduring challenges, but about embracing them as opportunities for growth. Each setback we encounter can teach us valuable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. Rather than allowing adversity to define us, we can choose to respond with wisdom and courage, cultivating a mindset that thrives in the face of difficulty. The journey of overcoming adversity is ongoing, and there will be times when we stumble or feel discouraged. However, by integrating Stoic principles into our lives, we can develop the resilience needed to rise above challenges. Remember, it's not the challenges we face that define us, but how we respond to them. By embracing Seneca's wisdom, we can transform adversity into a pathway for personal growth and deeper understanding. Each obstacle provides us with an opportunity to refine our character and strengthen our resolve. Let us hold onto these Stoic principles as we navigate life's complexities, using adversity as a catalyst for wisdom and resilience. 7. Embracing mortality. How acceptance of death strengthens us. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is its approach to mortality. Seneca and other Stoic thinkers emphasize that the acceptance of death is not merely an acknowledgement of our inevitable fate, but a powerful tool for cultivating resilience and living a meaningful life. By embracing our mortality, we can gain a clearer perspective on what truly matters and learns to navigate life's challenges with greater strength and purpose. In today's fast-paced world, the topic of death is often avoided or treated with fear and discomfort. Many people live as if they have all the time in the world, postponing important conversations and meaningful actions. However, Seneca teaches us that contemplating our mortality can serve as a wake-up call. When we recognize the fleeting nature of life, we become more aware of how we spend our time and what we prioritize. Seneca famously stated, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." This insight urges us to reflect on how we allocate our time and energy. Are we caught up in trivial pursuits, or are we investing our efforts in what truly matters? By embracing the reality of our mortality, we can make more conscious choices about how we live our lives. Consider this: if you were to reflect on your life and recognize that you have limited time left, how would that change your perspective? Would you continue to engage in unfulfilling work? Or would you pursue your passions? Would you hold on to grudges or seek reconciliation with loved ones? Embracing mortality encourages us to prioritize authentic relationships, meaningful experiences, and personal growth. The Stoic practice of negative visualization can be particularly valuable in this context. By imagining the loss of loved ones or the end of our own lives, we cultivate a deeper appreciation for the time we have. This practice helps us recognize the impermanence of life and encourages us to cherish our relationships and experiences. Instead of taking them for granted, we learn to express gratitude for the moments we share with others. Seneca also emphasizes that accepting death allows us to confront our fears and anxieties. Many people fear death because it represents the unknown, a loss of control over their lives. However, the Stoic perspective encourages us to view death not as an end but as a natural part of existence. Just as we experience birth, growth, and change, death is a transition that is integral to the cycle of life. By reframing our understanding of death, we can reduce the power it holds over us. Seneca reminds us that death is not an evil but a fundamental aspect of the human experience. When we accept this reality, we can approach life with greater courage and clarity. Instead of fearing death, we can focus on living fully and authentically, knowing that our time is limited. Moreover, embracing mortality compels us to reflect on our values and priorities. What legacy do we wish to leave behind? What impact do we want to have on the world and those around us? By contemplating these questions, we can align our actions with our values, ensuring that we live a life of purpose and meaning. Seneca's writings encourage us to cultivate wisdom and virtue in the face of mortality. Living virtuously means making choices that reflect our highest values, regardless of external circumstances. When we embrace mortality, we are reminded that our time is precious, and we should strive to make the most of it. This commitment to living with intention allows us to navigate challenges with grace and resilience. Additionally, the acceptance of death can deepen our relationships with others. When we understand that life is finite, we become more present and engaged in our interactions. We prioritize quality over quantity, seeking to connect with others on a deeper level. This awareness fosters compassion and empathy, allowing us to support one another through life's ups and downs. As we face our mortality, it's crucial to remember that we can find strength in vulnerability. Accepting death does not mean succumbing to despair. Rather, it empowers us to embrace life more fully. By acknowledging our fears and uncertainties, we create space for authenticity and connection. This vulnerability can lead to profound personal growth and resilience, enabling us to face challenges with courage. In practical terms, how can we begin to embrace the concept of mortality and integrate it into our daily lives? One approach is to incorporate regular reflection on death into our routines. This could involve journaling about our thoughts and feelings regarding mortality, discussing these topics with trusted friends, or even engaging in meditation or contemplation. By making this practice a part of our lives, we can cultivate a healthier relationship with the concept of death. Another valuable exercise is to create a personal mission statement that reflects our values and aspirations. By articulating what matters most to us, we can align our actions with our intentions, ensuring that we live authentically and with purpose. This statement serves as a guiding compass, helping us navigate challenges and reminding us of the legacy we wish to leave behind. As we conclude our exploration of Stoic philosophy and the acceptance of mortality, let us remember that embracing our mortality is not a morbid exercise but a powerful catalyst for personal growth. By recognizing the impermanence of life, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for our experiences, relationships, and the time we have. Seneca's teachings remind us that, ultimately, it is how we choose to live in the face of mortality that defines our journey. By integrating these Stoic principles into our lives, we can find strength in vulnerability, navigate challenges with resilience, and empower ourselves to live fully. The acceptance of death can transform our perspective, guiding us toward a life rich in meaning and connection. Let us embrace this journey with courage, wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to making the most of our time. Applying Seneca's wisdom, become unconquerable today. As we conclude our exploration of Seneca's teachings and the principles of Stoicism, it's crucial to synthesize the powerful lessons we've learned about resilience, emotional balance, and the acceptance of mortality. Each of these themes interweaves to create a comprehensive framework for navigating the complexities of modern life with grace and strength. We began by understanding that injury is not solely the result of external actions, but rather a reflection of our perceptions and reactions. Seneca's insight reminds us that we have the power to shape our experiences by choosing how we respond to the words and actions of others. By cultivating self-awareness and practicing self-reflection, we can transform potential injuries into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Next, we delved into the importance of emotional regulation. The Stoic approach teaches us to engage with our emotions thoughtfully, recognizing that while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses. Mindfulness and rationality empower us to navigate our feelings without becoming overwhelmed, allowing us to respond to challenges with clarity and composure. We also explored practical strategies for staying unshakable amid chaos, such as daily reflection, negative visualization, and focusing on what we can control. By embracing these Stoic principles, we can cultivate resilience in the face of adversity, transforming challenges into stepping stones for personal growth. Moreover, we learned that embracing our mortality can deepen our appreciation for life. By recognizing the finite nature of our time, we are encouraged to prioritize what truly matters: authentic relationships, meaningful experiences, and personal growth. This acceptance of mortality not only enriches our lives, but also empowers us to face our fears with courage and wisdom. Now, it's time to take these insights and apply them in our daily lives. Becoming unconquerable is not merely an abstract ideal. It is an actionable goal that each of us can strive for. As you move forward, consider how you can integrate these Stoic principles into your own experiences. Reflect on your daily challenges and ask yourself, how can I respond with resilience? What lessons can I draw from adversity? By continually engaging with these questions, you can cultivate a Stoic mindset that empowers you to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. As we part ways today, I invite you to join the Stoic Vivu community. Subscribe to our channel for more insights and discussions on Stoic philosophy and how it can enhance your life. Like this video if you found value in our exploration, and share it with friends or family who might benefit from these teachings. Together, we can create a community dedicated to applying ancient wisdom to contemporary challenges. Remember, the journey toward becoming unconquerable is ongoing, and every step you take is a step toward greater resilience and inner strength. Embrace the teachings of Seneca and let them guide you as you navigate the complexities of life. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to exploring more Stoic wisdom with you in future videos. Stay strong, stay resilient, and live fully.